why I keep shouting at them.
Because every time you see them happy, you remember how sad they're going to be. And it breaks your heart.
Mama, come and see! Mama, you've got to see this! Come on!
Because what's the point in them being happy now if they're going to be sad later?
Mother, are you coming?
The answer is, of course, because they are going to be sad later.
Hi, welcome to Mimi's Place. And today we're going to talk about thought and how thought works. This is a special request by a patron. And it leads into, why bad things happen to good people. Good and bad are relative. It's a perception. And this is the law of relativity. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Okay, it's relative. Well, relative to what? To your perception, how you think. Emmett Fox said, it's so easy, man can't believe it. He just can't believe it. And Napoleon Hill, leading us along, think and grow rich. It's so easy. It's think and grow. Think and grow. Okay? So what do you think about is what you're presenting to yourself. So if you're think you're good, you think, other people are being bad, you think, these people are screaming traitor about the president, and then you think these awful people who've been screaming traitor got their guy into office now, and these things, they come back to hurt you. And it's not necessarily the government doing it. Okay? It could be your neighbors fighting with you over your driveway. It's 2 inches on his property line. But good is relative. It's all relative. So there is no good or bad. It's perfect. And you accept it as that. I accept it's perfect. And you ask God to change it. And how you see it, then you see the outside differently. Your perception changes. And you're trying to obtain the perception of God. Okay? Imitate your Father. See it all as perfect. It's all perfect. Okay? And to do that, like Emmett Fox says, it's so easy, man can't believe it. He easily believes in Neville Goddard. Go through these hoops and you can do it. Use this law. Yeah, that's hacking. Okay? That law is supposed to save your ass when you're in a pickle. Okay? And you don't even have to do that. The main point of that law is to recognize it's the imagination that's shaping God into all these things for you. It's all for you. Okay? And this is how you get saved. This in moments when you're stuck. Okay? And that was his path of reaching the end. And it was wonderful. It's beautiful. He shared it. But the way thought works is it's in your heart. You have a consciousness in your heart. This consciousness is life. It's always pushes life. And therefore, it is always pushing out prosperity and abundance and riches and fulfillment and beauty in you. Okay? And so it's pushing this. And so it comes up into your subconscious. Now your imagination's translating. Okay? It went into your purse. And the imagination's saying, don't you want to be rich? Don't you want to be beautiful? Don't you want to be taller? Don't you want to be perfect? You know? Don't you want to be happy? You want these things. Do you want them? Do you want them? Do you want them? Do you want them? This is what's in your purse. Do you want them? And that's life. That's God saying, don't you want to live? Live life. You know, and that's the desire. He's pushing that out just like he does in the trees. Only the trees don't argue with him. They weren't given a mind. You were. And you're learning how to think. And it's a flow. Okay? It's flowing. Like a river. It's flowing. It's always flowing. Life flows. So you don't exert effort. But this is zombie land. And you exert effort here. So the way you bring the two together is through a mundane task. Okay? You're dusting. Okay? Something you really don't like to do. But you get over there and you start dusting. You know? And that doesn't take any thought, does it? No, it doesn't. But you want to dust good. So you start really getting into it. And get out the mayonnaise or the lemon oil, and you start rubbing it down, and you're seeing that the spots are disappearing. And that feels good. And now you're just not even thinking about it. Just doing it. Right? And now it's, man, sure would be great if I could be blah. Yeah, I'm blah. I'm walking down the street. Everyone's looking at me. Everyone loves me. It's all so good. Hey, really? Yeah. It's great having a lot of friends. I love having a lot of friends. You know, you made yourself feel better while you're doing a mundane task. God loves to make you happy. Okay? And the only thing he knows about is what you think. This is the big nugget from Napoleon Hill. Think and grow. Okay? And all the mystics tell you, think about God. Think about God. Think about God. Now, never God ever tell you stay in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Well, if you're happy, then imagination's digging into your purse to see what kind of things to bring you to make you happy. Okay? And if you've cleaned up your mind and you're thinking like, God, it's all perfect, well, now you're getting it in so much abundance, it's not even funny. And he's pulling from the other imaginations. You know, we'll give her this, and we'll give her this, and she'll love this, you know, and all this stuff. It's great. It's really great. You may never have imagined living in some house, okay, that you end up living in, but you love it because imagination knows exactly what you will love, okay? And he's telling the Father, push this life. We're going to shape it into this, you know. And when you surrender to God, the Lord is my shepherd. We're using this consciousness, okay? He's only going to bring you good. Now, most people go around in life seeing it objectively, and they think they're doing good, and they're not. They're judging and maligning others while they do good. Okay, they're doing both. They're being double-minded. And this is talking with a forked tongue. Okay, think. You have but to think. You know, this was a huge nugget in Doctor Who's The Widow, the Doctor's The Widow in the Wardrobe. And I recommend to everybody watch that episode. It's great. It's about all of this in a 50-minute show. It's great. It's great. It's great.
She must only think.
Madge, did you hear that? You said it, but did you hear it? You've got to think.
Think. What?
Think of home. Just picture it. Feel it. You have to really feel it. Can you do
It's
that?
the tree person that called them that they were saving. They needed somebody to pilot the ship and take their life force out of there. And this is what we do. We operate it. okay? And the doctor's like, okay, we helped you. Now you got to help them get home. Tell us what we need to do. And they grab the lady and they talk through the lady. She has but to think. And he's like, what? Think. She has but to think. And then he's like, oh, Madge. You got to think about home. What is it about home that you love? You know, that'll get us home. It'll take us home. You know, she's on my ridge. You know, and what about Reg? And what does she do? She talks about her Reg. And she's going down memory lane. And she's feeling it. And then comes up her fear that her Reg is died. You know, that he got lost in the dark and his airplane was wounded. This is all she knows. And the government has implied, you know, he's dead. He's missing in action, presumed dead. Okay, and it's been 2 weeks. She's there. And that's why she called on the doctor. You know, she made a wish. I'm looking for a miracle. I want my Reg home. You know, and boom, here comes the doctor. So it's about, you know, they love to make you happy. They really do. The only thing they know makes you happy is what you love on, and that's your attention. That's where that think and grow comes. What you think grows. Okay? What you think grows. When you're thinking on something, contemplating on something, you know, this is meditation. And that word has been taken and changed. And people started saying, oh, no, to meditate, you got to be quiet, you got to cross your legs, and you got to do this. And, well, it's this is meditation. No, that's attempting to go to silence. You know, that's what that is. But, and it's attempting to tap into the one consciousness. Okay, and you can do that just by saying, I am, and lay there after being silent. You know, and eventually it happens. And that's a way of prayer. But you don't have to do those things. They're right there. You're breathing God in. Okay? And you're breathing him out. He's the air you breathe. He's everyone and everything. Everyone. You know, divine love saturates every atom of my being. There's only utter unity, harmony, and love. I am at peace and I am happy. What are you thinking of? This is the question to ask yourself. What have I been thinking? And then look around and you'll see what you think grows. And it's not so superficial. It's easy, but it's not easy. Okay? It's easy if you're very superficial with it, but eventually that'll stop. Because you're supposed to dig deeper to rise higher. You're going to dig deep, rise high. Okay? They come together. So you end up, you know, thinking. And that's all it takes. Think about God. That's your mental diet. Think about God. Read the Bible. Think about what you just read in the Bible. Ask others what they think it means. Think about it. That's it. You think about God. That's giving your love and your attention to God. Okay? I want to think like you, Father. You know what? Your son's greatest. He is. He brings me prosperity and abundance, and he's wonderful. He's magnificent. Lays jewels, shapes my body, you know, makes me the sexiest, greatest thing in the world. It's whatever you daydream about. Okay, but you don't daydream all day. You daydream. Yeah, that would be great. I love my imagination. And I love your son. He's the greatest. He's just like you. He does the same things. He helps me see through your eyes. Your son's magnificent. He's my sweetie. He's my lover. He's my provider. He's my everything. That's contemplating imagination, like the Song of Solomon. There's all these different ways to pray. And prayer is thought. Okay, you're thinking about it. So it's when you hear what you persist, it's because you keep thinking you don't have it. Okay? Don't think about it at all. Think about God. Now, one of the things people get confused about is, the desire comes from the heart. Well, the desire is life. God is life. God is pushing that up. God is love. The feeling of love. The love a mother feels for her child. The love anyone feels for an animal, a plant, something of beauty, that doesn't think, that needs to be protected and loved. Okay? A chicken that will call its little chicks to it and protect it under its wings. Love that. Okay? Because that's what God does. Okay? He protects you under his wings. And he'll stomp on anything that tries to bother you. But you have to think that way. You have to think about God. It says he's wonderful. And the word wonderful actually is a Greek translation, and it really means miracle. He's the miracle man. He's the miracle baby. The baby born of the Virgin, that's a miracle, right? An impossible thing that happened. And it's truly a miracle man. He's the miracle man, and he's inside you. Let the miracle man do his magic. I love having miracles in my life. I love it. I know all things are possible. That means miracles happen all the time. And I know miracles happen in my life all the time. Thank you for changing how I see life, Father. Thank you. I love the peace. I love the love and the happiness and the unity and harmony. Claim it. Bad things happen to good people because good people believe in bad things. And they think about them. And we've all been taught this. Prepare for the worst. Well, if you prepare for the worst, you have to think about the worst. And trust me, imagination's crazy. You'll always think of something even worse. You're giving all your attention to the worst. He can think up worse. Trust me. We all know it. Okay? And three's a charm for a reason. God is three. Okay? If you didn't win the first time, you didn't win the second time, third time's charm. Okay? I got it this time. Think about it. Think about how wonderful it is. How they may not understand the words you're saying, but your words are pulling up images, and imagination knows it. It's automatic. You don't have to do all that other stuff. It's automatic. These are the things you contemplate. Instead of gnashing your teeth on how something's not here yet. Because you have to be perfect. Well, I can't be perfect, but see? Everybody's been telling themselves forever, well, man's not perfect. Yes, he is. He is perfect. I'm not listening to a bunch of zombies. Come on. Ew. No, thank you. It's like Donna Noble, Doctor Who, and she got into bed with the trickster there for a little bit, and she got that creepy creature on her back. You know, and she couldn't knock it off until she died and was brought back by the doctor's hand. You know, and then she became the hybrid. You know, part doctor, part Donna. Dr. Donna, God and man. Just another way of saying it. So I hope this helps. It's understanding that there is no good or bad. That's relative. And you're the one that perceives it. So you just ask God to change how you see it. That's asking God to change your perception of that. And they're not changing, you are. Okay? You change how you see it. And then now you're looking at the world in a new perception. And that's when things change for you. Okay? So if you're trying to eliminate bad out of your life, then you need to note what you're giving your attention to. Think about God. That's it. Just think about God and the aspects of God. And most of all, claim your miracles. Claim them. Don't just say all things are possible and, you know, and to God, and that, you know, miracles happen all the time. Because most people do accept those things, but they think that happens to other people, not them. So you claim it. Okay? All things are possible to God. You know, I know this. God is all power. And I claim my miracles. I know God's making miracles in my life every day. I know God made me. That's a miracle. And you know, and there's miracles going on in my life all the time. I witness miracles all the time. God is great. God is good. Always. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, and turn on some Justin Timberlake. Can't stop the feeling. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh. You know, and then when the ugly gets in your face, it's not turn away from it, which is a misunderstanding of the Bible, and basically ignoring the bad behavior, and then the bad behavior repeats and escalates. No, it's turn the other cheek. Don't look at it from the objective side. Look at it from a subjective standpoint. No, you know, I don't know what's going on there. I know it's a story, and I know we're all better than that. Thank you for changing how I see that, you know. And no, sometimes, look, this is what happens when you think about murder. It's so you can teach your children and the children's children. Don't ever think about taking a life, because this is what happens. So I hope this helps. Thought comes from God. The desires come from God because He's pushing life and you're not living life. So you see it all that way. Think and grow. Hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
No stars to light the way, Madge. There was one. There was you.
What is it? I don't know. But it's all we've got. We can follow it.
Madge Arwell, who flew a whole forest through the time vortex, plus one husband. He did it again, Madge. He followed you home. Look what you can do. Mother Christmas.
Madge! What am I doing here?
It's Christmas Day, my love. Where else would you be?
Christmas Day. How?
We took a shortcut.
Happy crying. Humany woomany.